So your paper should look something like this again. The line inside the box is the median number. The one to the right of the box is the upper quartile. The one to the left of the box is the lower quartile. If I use those two together, you should be getting the interquartile range, which is called the IQR, and you subtract. To find the IQR, you subtract this value with this value, okay? The extreme, the upper extreme, which is called a maximum, that's the biggest number in your data. The lower extreme, which is called a minimum, that's the smallest number of your data. And if they ever want you to use those two numbers, it's probably because they want the range. You'll be subtracted in that case. Each of these parts is worth 25%, 25, 25, 25, okay? No matter how big this is or how small it is, it's still worth 25%. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes short, because it's the spread of the data, how far the data is apart. Right now I'm gonna go over that, okay? But that's what you should have copied right now so far. Questions? Okay, now we need to go and actually see how it works, okay? You wanna switch the battery for me? There's batteries there. Somewhere there in that box. Pull out a battery and then put that one in. Thank you. Okay, so here's an example of the first box plot. No, I prefer Energizers. Sorry. Okay, yeah, give me that one. Yeah. That's not the one I gave you, right?
It is the one.
Oh, no. Then check. There should be more. So here we have an example of box plot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag a little lamp, and you're going to tell me when to stop because they're asking which one is the median, okay? So I'm going to put a little flashlight right now, and you're going to tell me which one will be the median, okay? Tell me when to stop once you get to the median.
No.
Well, let me start again. You guys are too slow. Watch the hands. This guy.
Pues es que se traban la TV.
Good. So the median is right there. Who's between 16 and 18?
17.
So my median for this case would be, and we're just kind of going over what we just went over 17. So just punching 17, that would be the median. I want you to notice also this here. If you notice, the line is not really in the middle of the box, and that is okay because this has nothing to do. This is how far the spread is. Like for the second quartile, from 10 to 17, that's the spread. And from here, 17 to 26, that would be the spread. So how spread away it is from each other, it depends on the data. So you see here, is that a spread data or bunch? This one. This one right here. Would that be bunch or spread? It's bunch. It's bunch data. That's data punto. This one is more what? Spread. So, but let me tell you something. This is worth 25%. This one is worth 25%, and this one is worth 25%, and this one is worth 25%. Please do not think that because it's a smaller one that it's worth less. It's still 25%. Questions? And I'll tell you why I'm telling you this, because sometimes in the STAR test or in my test, I'll say this. True or false? Ready? 25% of the data is between 26 and 27 minutes. True or false? 25% of the data is between 26 and 27 minutes. True or false?
False.
Well, let's go check. 26 and 27. What did I just see that this is worth? So it's a true or false? True. 25% is here. Let's try again.
Wait, what?
Ready? Let's try again. 50% of the data, 50% of the data is between 10 and 26. 50% of the data is between 10 and 26 minutes. True or false?
False.
Between 10 and 26 minutes.
True.
Look, 10 to 26 minutes. Here we have 25% plus another 25%. That would be how much? 50. Questions? So listen, between 10 and 26, look, 25%, 50%, that's what's true. Let's try one more. Ready? 75% of the data is less than 26 minutes. 75% of the data is less than 26 minutes. True or false? Before you answer, analyze it, please. Yeah, look, here's 26, right? And 75% is less than 26. Let's see. 25, 50, 75. Yep, 75% is less than 26 minutes. Questions?
Sure.
Yes.
Entonces, las dos también van juntas con los dos cuadritos.
Yeah, well, from 26 to, they said less, so if I go less, that's 25, 50, 75%. Let's do one more. Ready? 50% of the data is between 6 and 10. 50% of the data is between 6 and 10 minutes. True or false? False. What would be the percent? 25. My main thing is I want you to understand that each of this is worth 25%. The one time I saw, since I'm one of the master teachers here, I have to, like, before we project, right, I have to go observe the math teachers, and I saw a teacher telling the kid that since it's a little bit less, it's going to be less percent, and all that, almost like fainting, because that's not true. This just means the spread, that at the end, we have between 26 and 27 minutes, it's a small spread. This one is a bigger spread, 6 to 10 minutes, that's a bigger spread. The data that they collected, okay? Questions with the first one? Let's try the next one. I'm going to put in a flashlight again. And this time they want to know the minimum. The minimum, okay? That's what they want to know. So tell me when to stop. Ready? The minimum. Here we go.
Stop.
Yeah, the minimum would be the lower extreme. The minimum, el mínimo, más chiquito. So what would be the minimum? I would have to go count. So let me take out the flashlight so we can count this stuff. So from here to here is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, but it stops here, right? So what is it? 25, let me count again. 25, 26, 27, 28, and Bill is right, so I will put 20 minutes. So sometimes they'll mention the word minimum, sometimes they'll mention the word lower extreme. So you have to know both of them. Questions? So let me call on kids now, just to see we got this. So let's start with Angel first. Angel Leah. They want the maximum this time. Tell me when to stop. Here we go. Maximum, okay?
Stop.
Good. The maximum is that one, which I'm going to go reverse 70, 69. So what will be the maximum? 69. Now let me call on somebody else. Romero? What's another word for maximum? Because what if they don't use the word maximum? What else could they use? Very good. And I like what he did. He quickly went to his paper and checked, let me see what we're learning. That's what you do. Okay? And if the more you use it, and the more you go home and study, the more it's going to stay with you. He's right. This is called maximum. It's also called the upper extreme, el extremo más grande. What was the answer?
69.
1 before 70? 69. ¿Qué no entiendes? We're just going with the notes right now. Like we're not doing any math right now. All I said, the maximum according to the notes that I just gave you, look at the notes. This is the minimum, the lower extreme. This is the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the maximum. So right now they asked for the maximum, which is the upper extreme. That's why we chose that. So we'll just go with your paper. You copied it? Yeah. The next one. Lower quartile. Okay, Ricardo Alemán. Tell me when to stop with a lower quartile. Lower quartile. Here we go. Ready? Lower quartile. Needs to stop. Okay, sir? That's why you have the notes, sir. So if I'm lost, go look at your notes. Here we go. Lower quartile. Good job, sir. It would be that guy. Okay? You have the notes, guys. We should not be panicking. Now, eventually you're gonna panic when I give you a quiz without the notes. So I need to learn the parts of the box so I can know which is which. The lower quartile would be that one, so I would have to count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So what's the lower quartile? 14. So right here I'm going to just punch in 14. Question so far? Let's go ahead and go with Angelique, the upper quartile. Ready? Here we go.
Stop.
Good job. It will be this guy right there. So I'm going to count from 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So the upper quartile is 26. Okay, now when do you use the upper and lower quartile? When they want the interquartile range, the IQR. That's when I use it. So I would use this line right here and the line over here, get those data plots, and subtract. Okay, and again, where did I get that? From here. The interquartile range, I need the line there, the upper quartile, and I need the lower quartile, and I will subtract so I can find the IQR, which is called the interquartile range. I am 99.999% that this question is going to pop out not once, like twice or three times in the start. Okay? So I need to know this word and which ones to grab from my box plot. Now, the problem is that now you're in sixth grade. So they won't have a box plot probably. You're going to have to draw it. So today I'm going to teach you how to draw it, so do not panic. Okay? Now, if they give us one drawn, it's even better for us. But if they don't give us one drawn, and you see these words, interquartile range, I have to draw one. There's no ifs or buts. I have to draw one. Okay. Okay. Amy Sanchez. We want to know what's the range. So tell me what two numbers I'm gonna use. So you're gonna tell me stop, stop twice. You have to tell me stop, stop, and you're gonna tell me what you're gonna do. They want the range of the data. So you're gonna tell me once you see one that you need, you tell me stop. You're gonna need two, and they want the range. Here we go. This guy? Okay, that's one. Huh? Reverse. Here we go. Good. And what would you do with this guy and the one that you told me to stop first, which is the first one? What would you do, Amy, to get the range? Subtract, guys. To get the range, you're going to get this guy and subtract. So let me start with this guy. 75, 76, 77, 78. 78 will be the upper. Okay? 78. Now this guy. 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 will be the lower. Okay? What's 78 minus 28, guys? 78 minus 28. 78 minus 28. Pretty easy, guys. 50. The range of this data would be 50. How did I get the range? I get the maximum minus the minimum. Questions? The word that I said, interquartile range. Ramon Torres, you're going to tell me again, stop twice because we need two data points when it's interquartile range. Ready, Ramon? Here we go. What two data points would I need? That's one. Let's get it already. 40, 1, 2, 42. Don't forget, okay? The interquartile range, I need 42. Here comes the next one. 70. Okay, so he got the right one. So what are you going to do with those two now? Subtract again. So, but this time they want the interquartile range, the ones inside, right? So what's 70 minus 42, somebody? 28. 70 minus 42 is 28. Yes? The last question. Oh no, there's a couple of more. This box plot shows the length in inches of a fish recorded in a very large database. What percentage of the fish were longer than 60 inches? What percentage of the fish were longer than 60 inches? Oh, I missed 7. Thank you, sir. The box plot shows the length of leaves in centimeters. Express the minimum length as a percentage of the maximum length. Okay? Express the minimum length as a percentage of the maximum length. Okay? That one I don't think they'll answer. I'm gonna skip it for now. They'll probably ask you this. I don't want to confuse you with that. Let's go with this guy. This one for sure they will ask you. Ready? What percentage of the fish were longer than 60%? Were longer than 60%, guys. So what percentage was longer than 60 inches? Anyone? What percentage would be longer than 60 inches? Alex Perez? Very good, sir. Look what he did. He goes to 50. He goes to 60, right? And then they want longer. So I'm going to go to the right or left? Right. That's 25%, the blue section. And then another 25%, how much would be? 50. What percent is longer than 60? Pues all this is longer than 60. So it would be 25 and 50. So this would be 50%. Questions? That they'll do. This one, they've never done them. Right now we'll go over that one in a minute. The box plot shows the length in millimeters of worms recorded in a very long database. What percentage of the worms were less than 91? What percentage of the worms were less than 91? Okay, let's go with Maria. What percentage of the worms were less than 91? What percentage of the worms were less than 91? What percentage of the worms were less than 91 millimeters? So job one is to get to 91. So tell me what to stop when I get to 91. Here we go. Right there. Now I want to know what percentage is less than 91. Huh? 90? Let's just go less, mija. To the left or right? How much would this be worth? 25%. How much would this be worth? Another 25, which is now how much? 50. And how much would this be worth? Another 25, which would be now a total of. So let me start again. From 91, they want to know what's the percentage that's less. Well, let's go to the left. 25, 50, 75. So what was the percent? 75%. Each of these is worth 25%, guys. And if I said less than 91, 91 would be at this point right there where I'm pointing with the cursor. Anything to the left is less, which would be 25, 50, 75. Questions? And then you just click check. Of course, we missed this one because we never did it. Okay, I'll explain that one later on. Oh, we missed this one too. What is a lower quartile? Did I count wrong? Oh, I counted it wrong. This is 10. I counted it wrong. I counted with 10. Let me do this. 10, 11, 12, 13 would be here. 14, 15, 16, 17 was the answer for that guy. Okay, so be careful when you count because I was thinking that this way it was 10, so 10 is over here. You need to count carefully. Questions? Okay, I won't go to level 3. Later on, I will go to level 3. Level 3 basically just, you need to draw it. Okay, and I haven't taught you that. I'm going to teach you that right now. Okay? Any questions with this? I'm going to put this link in your Google Classroom so you can go and practice and study by yourself the first 2 levels. So I'm not going to mess around with the level 3, go for it. Okay? For today's homework, we have interpreting data displays. We're still working with data, so I'm going to open that guy. You have a computer, open it. If you don't have a computer, you don't really need one. You need what I'm going to do on the paper. Everything is going to be submitted today. We're not going to be waiting anymore. We're not going to do things in parts anymore. Okay? I'm going to do half of it right now, and you're going to do half at home. So I'm doing like number 1, you're going to do number 2. Okay? So let me start with number 1. Draw a line where you're at. So I'm going to draw a line. Those were just notes on the top. I'm going to give you the link of these notes also, like you're going to have them there. Plus, I'm recording the video already. So I'm doing number 1. For homework, you will be doing number 2. And it needs to be submitted. It's not going to be finished later. It's going to be submitted today because tomorrow I'll go to something else. It's going to go pretty fast in the figures now. Okay? And I'm not going to worry no more. As soon as I'm going to lock every assignment by 11 tonight, boom, they're locked. And no, okay, I'm going to do it later. It's locked. That's it. Look, it's going to be simple. At the end of the year, you will have to deal with your consequence. Your consequence, I've been doing my work. I've been trying my best. You're going to 7th grade. I haven't been doing my work. I haven't been trying my best. You'll end up repeating or coming to summer school. Simple as that. So I'm not going to worry anymore. I'm not going to give you another chance to do it later on. There's no chances today. It needs to be something at 11:59. Okay? 11:59, wake up, lock them, and grade them, and that's it. It's done. Ready? We're not gonna wait no more. I'm not gonna send you messages anymore that hey, you're still missing that. I'm telling you right now, I am not gonna do that for the rest of the year. It's just either you submit, good, you don't submit, well, you know your grade and your consequence at the end of the year. Number 1, the ages of the students at a martial arts studio are shown in the histogram. Okay? Which statement about the data in the histogram must be true? So number 1, let's put true and let's put histograms. Histograms are so important, guys, because they give you data in ranges, like in chunks, right? So from 6 to 10 would be this one, okay? They're telling you that from 6 to 10 years old, there was about 6 kids that went to the martial arts for karate. Between 11 and 15, there's about 18 kids, okay? And then between 16 and 20, there's 14 kids. And then between 21 and 25, there's 8 kids. Between 26 and 30, do we have any kids in martial arts? No. Between 31 and 35, do we have any kids in martial arts? How many? 6. Between 36 and 40, do we have any kids in martial arts? Yes. Between 41 and 45? 2. Now, is this considered symmetrical data? Symmetrical data? No. Symmetrical data would be like this one over here. That if I cut it in half and I fold it, they'll match. Okay? Now let me tell you why symmetrical data is important. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. Okay? When you have symmetrical data, your median, listen, your median, your mean, and your mode, listen, because this is going to come out for sure. When you have symmetrical data, this is not symmetrical data, this is symmetrical data. That means that if I would fold it in half, this matches this matches this matches this. Oh no, it's not symmetrical. I just noticed this piece. Okay? And the third one. So this is not symmetrical. Be careful. Okay? If it was symmetrical though, let's pretend that it's only these 3. Forget about the other ones. If it's symmetrical, that's why you have to be careful. Like you see, Mr. Rivera right now thought it was symmetrical until I started looking at it. I noticed that this one and this one are not symmetrical. This one and this one, they are. Okay? So symmetrical data is this. If I had symmetrical data, the median or the mean would be this long bar. The median, mean, and mode, all of them would be the middle bar in the middle. If it was symmetrical, this is not symmetrical. I made a mistake. I just noticed that it's not symmetrical. Okay. Symmetrical would look like. Let me see if I can find one. There has to be one that's symmetrical here. No.
I guess don't work probably.
Let me see here. Tampoco ninguno. No, but they didn't put no symmetrical data in this one. But the symmetrical data means that everything when you fold it should match. And the longer one in the middle would be the median, the mean, and the mode. Okay? Let me go back to this guy. No. Okay, ready? Letter A. We're gonna check what it says. Fewer than half of the students are 6 to 25 years old. Fewer than half of the students are 6 to 25 years old. So in questions like these, you have to read and go figure it out, okay? Fewer than half of the students are 6 to 25 years old. So let's go to 6 to 25 would be from here to here. Do you think that that's fewer than half? Heck no, look at all that. That's a lot. So letter A, not true. Fewer than half means that less than half, that's more than half. Most of the data is here. Look, most of the data is over here. Do you agree? There's a bunch of kids, there's 18 kids. 6 kids, that's 24 already. Plus 14, that's 38 already. Plus another 8, that's 46. 46 kids are over here for they're saying. And you're saying that that's fewer than half? That's more than half. It's most of them. Do you understand? B. There are more students with brown belts than black belts. There are more students with brown belts than black belts. Now you tell me, where do you see anything about the belts? Guys, when they don't even mention anything, it's automatically dumb. Because they never mention if it was black or brown belt or yellow belt or white belt, whatever the heck they had, right? So letter B is the dumbest one. Like kids that choose that's true. I'm like, where do you see brown and black anywhere? Nowhere. Letter C, the studio has a total of 64 students. How would I figure that out? So letter C, I would have to do some math. So letter C, I'm going to have to do some math and we can decide. So let's start with the first one. How many kids are in the first one? 6. And then? Huh? 18. Next? 14. Next? 8. Next? 6. Next? 10? Huh? 10. Thank you. Next? How many? 2. We add them up to see if C is correct. One thing that I like to do when all this, I like to kind of like put them in order, like from greatest to least, so like that I won't mess up in my adding, so I can line them up correctly. Now I can probably add better. 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 again plus 2. Huh? 34. Okay, you can sit down. I think you're around here. Or just sit here in the front, like that you won't waste more time. Okay, 3 plus 1? 4 plus 1? 5 plus 1? So they said that there's a total of 64 kids. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, we just figured out it's true. And here's my work. That one was pretty easy, I think. D. Exactly 6 students are more than 30 years old. Exactly 6 students are more than 30 years old. So we're going to go to this bar. And do we have exactly 6? No, we have more on the right side. You see, some kids will choose this and they'll say, yes, look, exactly 6. And how about the 36 to 40-year-olds? How about the 41 to 45-year-olds? We have more kids over here. Well, they're not even kids or adults, right? So the answer for D is dumb because, yeah, these have 6, but it says more than 30. More than 30 would be this bar, and this bar. There's 3 bars that are more than 30. So that's why letter D is wrong. We can't miss this type of questions in the start, guys, okay? So number 1, the answer would be C. So when you go home, don't forget to click on it, and don't forget that it needs to be submitted by 9:59. Now, the way I did number 1, that's the way you're going to do number 2. You have to go and read everything. Anytime you see the word exactly, it means that it's exactly, it can be higher or less. So the word exactly means that, okay? At least 40 is less than, at least means 40 or less, okay? I mean, at least means 40 or more. So read carefully. And of course, what's between 4 and 6?
5.
Okay, just so you know in case you, and what's between 14 and 16? just to make sure that you understand that these are halfway of them. Okay? The next one, box plot. We just talked about these, right? So I'm gonna flip my paper because I'm already out of space, but I don't know about you. And I'm gonna go ahead and do number 3. And homework will be 4. So number 3 says the gym teacher made this box plot to summarize the number of sit-ups done by students during class. When they give you a box plot, I want you to quickly pull out the data out of there. So the data that we need would be median. As soon as they give me a box plot, I'm gonna write median. I'm gonna write lower quartile, upper quartile, if they give me a box plot, I'm gonna quickly write these words that we're gonna need. The maximum, which is also called the upper extreme, and the more we write it, the more it stays in my head. The minimum, what is the minimum called? Lower extreme. Questions? As soon as I get a box plot, which is that guy, I'm gonna write these words: median, lower quartile, upper quartile, maximum, minimum, upper extreme, lower extreme. Questions? Now, why do I write that? Because those things I can pull out of the data. Let's start with the median. Again, tell me what to stop. We just talked about this. Here we go. Would it be that point? That one? That one? Good. That one? No. That one, no. So median would be this guy. It's between 40 and 48. So who would be between 40 and 48? 44? Okay. We're gonna do this little mark. This little mark means about, because you're not sure. You're giving me like different answers. So let's put about 44. About, that's what that little curvy sign, it does not mean equal, it means about, más o menos. Tell me when to stop with the lower quartile. The lower quartile, okay? Tell me when to stop. Here we go. That one?
No.
That one?
Yes.
Good job. So the lower quartile would be 32. That one gets an equal because it's exactly 32. Now I need to get the upper quartile. And that's your job, guys. When you see box plots in the STAR test, which I'm telling you 99.999% it's going to come out, I'm going to quickly, when I get a box plot drawn, I'm going to write those words. Upper. Right there. Okay? It's between 56 and 64. So what do you want to say? 60?
Yes.
Okay. 60. The next one is the maximum. Or the upper extreme. The extreme upper maximum. Ready? That one?
No. Yes.
Right there. Okay? So between 72 and 80. I'm going to put a little about 70 what? 76. Okay? And finally the minimum. Who's the minimum?
Or the first one.
Which between?
16.
So what do you want to put? 20? 20. Okay? Questions so far?
No.
So the only one that for sure we have, like a for sure, is the lower quartile right now. The rest are kind of estimates, which is okay. Okay? Now let's check what the choices you're going to ask me to do. Letter A. It's a true question again. Okay? All the students did at least 32 sit-ups. All the students did at least 32 sit-ups. Is that true? False. Why is it false? So we had kids that did not do at least 32. We had kids that were over here. You see these kids? This 25% of the kids did not even get to 32. They fell between what we called about 20 and 32. So So these kids did not do at least 32 sit-ups. You know what at least means? At least means siquiera 32 sit-ups. These kids, let me put the little flashlight. These kids here, from here to the right, those kids did at least 32 sit-ups. They did 32 or more. But these kids under did not do 32. That's why letter A is done. Questions? B. Half of the students did 60 or more sit-ups. Half of the students did 60 or more. Okay. Where will be half? Right in the middle of the median. You know why? Because this will be 25, 50, and that will be half. So they're saying that half of the students did 60 or more. That's not even 60 or more. That's in the 40s. That's why it's wrong. Again, when they mention half, your job is to quickly go to the median because halfway would be 25, 50. That would be halfway. And here, we don't have 60 or more sit-ups. We only have in the 40s. So many of them were in the 40s, 50s. Look at all these kids who are in the 40s and 50s. Then we start hitting the 60s over here. So that's not more than half. So letter B is dumb also. So I'm going to put here not true. So these type of questions require that of you reading and going to check it out and understanding what they're trying to tell you. Letter C. More than half of the students did 50 sit-ups. More than half of the students did 50 sit-ups. Well, what's halfway again? In the median, right? Right there. Is that 50 sit-ups? No, that's in the 40s again. So guess what? Letter C is also wrong. The answer should be letter what? D, but let's check. Half of the students did between 32 and 60 sit-ups. Between 32 and 60 sit-ups. Okay, let's check. Half of the students. Here's 32, and here's 60. So hey, we did a good job with saying that it was 60. They mentioned it. Yes, ma'am.
So Rivera, sorry about you, sir. It's because I'm trying to get a hold of Miss Stephanie Rivera.
She's doing inclusion right now because it's already second period. Like she only has block in the morning, and then she does inclusion. So I don't know what her inclusion schedule looks like.
Okay, yes, because I'm trying to get a student. I call her classroom and inclusion room, so she's not there.
Yeah, no, but she doesn't do like her room should be empty. That's resource.
Oh.
Inclusion means that she goes to classes like she does history or science, but I don't know really where she's at. I don't know her schedule. I can text her to call you all.
Yes, I call. You can call her cell phone, but so she's probably busy.
Yeah, she's.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Listen again. Half of the students did between 32 and 60 sit-ups. Okay, so here's 32, yes? Between means up to 60, which is right there. So let's think about it. Half of the students. What percent is this? 25. And what percent is this?
25.
And what's 25 plus 25?
50.
And isn't 50 half?
Yes.
That's why letter D is true. Again, let me tell you. Between means entre medio de aquí y de aquí. That's what between means. Between 32 and 60 sit-ups, they're saying half of them did that. Well, yes, it's true because Mr. Rivera taught us that each of these is worth 25%. So 25 plus 25 would be 50, and 50% would be half. Questions?
No.
So anytime they tell you between means de aquí, aquí, entre medio. Es lo que es between. And then you just count to see 25, 50, yep, 50 means half. The answer is D. Questions with number 3. D is the answer. When you go home, make sure you click on it. Okay, so make sure you click on D when you go home. Your homework is number 4, exactly what I did. You're gonna go do the same thing. First, go get your data points like I did, and then go read and go check. Go read and go check. Remember that the word half means 50%. Okay, so you need to count the percentages that give you 50. Number 5. Number 4 will be for homework. Now I'm gonna do number 5. 6 will be for homework. Yeah, the whole thing is gonna be, we're not gonna be waiting. It's gonna be the whole thing. 6 is for homework. Number 5, I'm gonna do 6 is for homework. The dot plot shows the number of hours parents spend volunteering at the school carnival. Okay? I recommend that before you even answer, you check if it's symmetrical. Is that symmetrical? No. So we can't. Because symmetrical is gonna help us a lot. You'll see later on. When it's symmetrical. So it's not symmetrical, so I don't have to deal with this. Which statement is true about the data? Okay, so they want to get true. I'm gonna review what dot plots do. Okay, because some of you might not know what they do. If you notice, it says parent volunteer hours. What do you think the numbers on the bottom mean? The hours or the parents? The hours. It means the hours. Okay, because this is 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Okay? Now, what do you think the dots mean? The parents that volunteer 3 hours. So how many parents volunteer 3 hours? 4. How many parents volunteer 4 hours? And so on. We had a parent that was there the whole day. Wow. Must be dedicated to the child. 12 hours. Okay? 10 hours. Okay, you notice very little parents volunteer a lot of hours. Most of them just do 3 hours and be happy that they were here, right? Questions? Okay? So some kids get confused, like, how do I know what you're saying, sir? Okay? This is talking about, look what it says, the dot plot shows the number of hours. So this shows the hours. And the parents that spend volunteering, those are the dots. Look at yours for homework. The ages of participants spending being are shown in the dots plot. What do you think the bottom is? The ages. And the dots are the what? The kids, right? How many kids were 8 years old? 2. How many kids were 15-year-old? 1. Okay? So I need to read my title, read the statement so I can know what the numbers on the bottom represent. Okay? That's your first job. Here we go. Ready? Now that we know what they represent, we can start this. The most common number of the volunteer hours was 4. True or false? True. Most common is the most. Which one occurs the most? 4. Most parents like to volunteer for 4 hours at least. Most parents. Okay? Why? Because that occurs the most. So letter A looks good already. Rápido. Bien para letter A. Thank you, letter A. B. Because that's what a good student does. He goes and checks the rest. Half of the parents volunteer for 6 hours or more.
No, there's only 2.
Numbers, well, half 6 hours or more. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 on this side. Now let's check on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you think that's half? No, there's more on this side than the other side. So that's why letter B is NT, not true. C, exactly means exactly. No puede ser ni más ni menos. Exacto. Exactly 3 parents volunteer for 8 hours or more. So let's go for 8 hours or more. Here's the 8 hours. How many are there? A lot of kids in the start choose this guy because they see the 3, but they said 8 hours or what? So there was not just 3, there was 3, 4, 5. There's how many parents? And the choice said exactly what? 3. Letter C is not true. D. There are 12 parents volunteering now. What do you do to check how many parents volunteering now? Add them up. So go ahead and count them and tell me if that's true. When did you get to 12 already? By what hour did you get to 12 kids, 12 volunteers? By what hour did we already get to 12 volunteers? By the 6th hour, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, by the 6th hour, we already have 12 parents, and they're saying that there's 12 in all. The other ones were ghosts or what? No.
Not true.
Not true. The answer is A. I don't think the homework for today is hard. You just have to read and be careful. Again, your homework for today, what do the numbers on the bottom represent?
The ages.
Ages. And the dots?
The participants.
The participants. Good, Mija. Good job. The next one. Family plot. You remember how to read these? Let's check if we do. List. What's the less number? Number 7, the stem and leaf. What would be the less number list in the 7 stem and leaf? What's the less data? 12. Good. Romero, who's the next one? Perfect. 14. Natalie, who's the next one? There you go. Eileen, who's the next one? 15. Eileen, who's the next one? Eileen. 15 again. Very good. Okay. Nia Mancha, who's the next one? Huh? No? There's not even a 16 we have? Make sure you understand. That's how you know if we're confused or not following along. Look at the key. 1 and 4 means 14 numbers. So 1 and 2 would mean 12, 14, 15, 15, 18. Now, Mia Mancha, who's next after 18? Amy, who's next after 18? Holy.
20.
Who's next after 18? 20, thank you. Now, next after 20. Good. Next after 26. Now, the whole class after 26. After 26? After 26. Then? 28. Next? 30. Next? 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 That's how you read this. Okay? Se lee así. El más chiquito es 12, el más grandote es 39 y se lee 12, 14, 15, 15, 18, 20, 26, 27, 28. Se lee, está en orden. Okay? Questions how to read stem and leaves. Now we're going to read to see which one is true. Ready? This is number 7. Point 1 will be number 8. Okay. They want a true statement again, so true. That's what they want. So I have to go choice by choice, and you have to do work. We do work. We don't have to do work, and we can figure out without doing work. We'll see better. The most common number of club members is 15. True or false? The most common is 15. It's true, but there's also what? 31. So there was 2 modes. We have 15 and 31. That's why we cannot say that this is true. So this will be not true. If they would have mentioned the most common number of club members is 15 and 31, then it would be true. There's 2 votes. Next, most of the clubs have 30 or more members. Let's check how many are 30 or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 only. Now let's check the rest of the members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So are most of the members 30 or more? No, there's 9 that are not. So how can that be true? B is not true. Be careful with those because it sounds good, right? You're like, oh yeah, most of them are over here at the bottom. No, most of them are on the top. Look at all the bunch that's on the top. There's a lot of data on top. Okay? So that's why that one is not true. Letter C. There are 15 after-school clubs represented in the STEM and leaves. There's 15 after-school clubs. So let's go count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Are there 15 after-school clubs? Yeah, there's 15 data points. Okay, so that looks good. There are 18 after-school clubs. We just counted how many. So the answer is C. D is not true. Do you understand what I did? These are the amount of data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? Questions? Homework is number 8. Next slide. Here we have some more histograms. Now this time they want which one is not true. So we have to be careful with these because sometimes you read the first choice, you think it's true, and the kids that don't check all the choices, you're gonna get it and you're gonna be wrong this time. So number 9. The histogram shows the ages of the performers in a youth club, in a youth concert. I'm sorry. So what's the numbers in the bottom?
The ages.
The ages, and what's the numbers here? The performers. So how many performers are between 6 to 8 years old? 10. How many performers are between 9 and 11 years old?
5.
And I'm just making sure you know how to read this. Okay, how many performers are between 12 and 14 years old?
5.
How many performers between 15 and 17?
20.
And how many performers between 18 and 20? Is it symmetrical? No, it's not symmetrical. Okay, that's going to be important later on as you'll see. Here we go. The one not true, so be careful. Not true. So number, ¿qué es este? 9, thank you. Number 9 and then 10 is for homework. So number 9. They want not true, so let me put here NT, and I want to start reading. More than half of the performers are from 12 to 20 years old. Okay, from 12 to 20. Would that be more than half? Yeah, you could already tell. Yeah, you could add them and check, but you could already look at those big bar graphs. They're long and big. And most of them are long and big from the right side, right? From 12 to 20, most of them are long and big, and the other ones are small, right? So would that be more than half? Yes. Letter A would be true. And some kids would choose it. But they want not true. That's why you're going to go through all the choices, because all the choices will alert you that they don't want that one. Letter B. Amy, read it for us and tell me if it's true or false. Okay, so there's more performance between 15 and 20 than 12 to 14. What is he going to have to do with the 15 and 20? Add. So how many do we have, Amy, between 15 and 20-year-old performers? Huh? Between 15 and 20 years old. How many do we have total? Look, right now what we should be doing is this. They want this guy and this guy together. And we have 20 plus the 15 is 35. Now, they're saying that there's more of these than this one. Is that true? Is it true or no? Very good. Ruby said that they'll be the same. So how can that be true? They say that there's more. There's no more. They're what? They're equal. So letter B is not true because they are equal. They are equal. Did you see what we did? We add them so I can know how many. Okay? Once I figure out that it was 35, I go compare it to the other one. And they happen to be exactly the same. Between 15 and 20 years old, there's 35 kids or 35 performers. And between 20 and 14, there's also 35 performers. So guess what? They're equal. And they're saying that there's more. Letter C. Angelique, there are 85 total performers. You don't have to just tell me, just what would you do to know there's 85 total performers? Add them all. Look guys, just with 35 and 35, it's already 70. We just did these, right? What's 35 and 35? 70. Plus 10? 80. Plus a 5? So guess what? Letter C is true. There's 85 performers, right? But since they want not true, that's why these are dumb and dumber. But they're true. D. D should be one also, true or false? True. But let's check to see if it's true. Exactly 50 performers were less than 12 years old. Exactly 15 performers were less than 12 years old. So tell me what bar do I need? I'm going to put that little flash right, okay? Do I need this bar?
Yeah.
Yes. Because they said less than 15. I mean less than 10, 12. Do I need this guy? Yes. Do I need this one? No, because this is between 12 and 14. So these two is what I need. How many are there? 15. Is that what they said? Exactly 15? Yes. So guess what? Letter D is true. The answer is B. Don't forget to click on the answer choices. Your homework is number 10. Questions? Next. Another 70. Okay? So let's see if we still know how to read them. Brittany, read the first 10. Yes, 11.
Wait, what?
Start reading the numbers.
72,
Good, 72.
75,
Good,
76,
good,
76,
good.
77,
Perfect.
78,
Very great,
79,
great.
79.
Stop right there. And now the next ones. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yes, yes. Perfect. Good. Okay. Now, do we read the 9? No, there's no data. There's no data. Okay, Andres, the 10. Be careful with that one. No, it would be 100. Okay, that's fine. 100. No, 100. 2.
102,
Uh-huh.
105,
Perfect. Okay. Miguel Gallegos, the last one. 110, 112, 115, 117. Guys, when we have 2 digits there, it'll be 100, 100, 102, 103. Just so you know. Question, that's why I wanted to do this one with you. And then this one that has no data. If not, they would have, you have to have at least a 0 there, 90, 91, something. There's nothing with a 90s basically. Okay, which one is not true again? So number 11 will be mine, and 12 will be for homework. Number 11 is mine. Together we're going to do number 11, 12 is for homework. Number 11, the most common numbers of books collected was 105. True or false? The most common was 105. Yes or no? True. How many times did it occur? 3. And that's the one that occurred the most. So guess what? Letter A is true already. That's the most. Okay? Most people get 105 books. According to this. They collected 105 books in the front. B. The number of classes that collected between 70 to 79 books. 70 to 79, which will be the first one here on the top, is the same as the 100 to 109, which is this one here on the bottom. Is it true that they're the same? Yes, you can tell, look, they're exactly the same amount of data points. So guess what? Letter B is true. Letter C, there were 23 classes that participated in the literacy project. How do you know how many classes are there? Add them all. So let's go check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, let's be smart. Look, if this is 8, what is this also? 8. And what's 8 and 8? 16. And what is this again? 8. 8 plus 16, 24. Now I'm going to go get the rest. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. They're saying that there's 23 classes. Which is counting how many? 30. So letter C is not true. NT. D. There are 30 classes. We just counted them. The answer C. There's 30 classes, there's 23 classes, not 30 classes. Question. Did you see what I did? You can count them one by one, but here's what I did. I said, okay, this is 8. This must be 8 up to there, so 8 and 8 is 16. This must be 8. 8 times 3 will be 24, and then I just counted what I didn't consider, which is, let me put a flashlight, maybe you can see that way better. When I have to count what I did, guys, I just stop right there. because those would be exactly the same amount. 8, 8, 8, that's 24, and then I counted the ones that are not highlighted. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You understand? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Or you can count them one by one, I don't care. Okay, the next one would be some math plots. 13 will be mine, 14 will be for homework. 13. Homework 14. Okay, 13. What did I tell you when they give you box plots? You get the data. Now there's two of them. So we're gonna put here, one of them is called fall. And what point do I want? I want, let's see who remembers. What's the first one that we want to get quickly from box plots? Median. Good job, Miha. Then the lower quartile, and then the upper quartile. Maximum es el más grandote, and minimum es el más chiquito. Don't forget that the maximum sometimes called the upper extreme, and the minimum sometimes called the lower extreme. So don't forget that they're called sometimes that. Okay? That's for fall. I need also for spring, because there's two box plots, right? So I'm gonna need the same thing. I'm gonna need the median again, the lower quartile, upper quartile. Guys, whenever you see a box plot in the star, this is what I want you to quickly start writing. The vocabulary that we learned from that, from the notes at the beginning. Okay? And why did I draw two of them? Because there's two of them. Let's start with the fall. What would be the median, guys? Look at it and tell me.
Middle.
150. Very good, Ruby. Ruby's on fire today. Who's the lower quartile, guys? From the fall. Lower quartile. 125. Very good, Alex. Welcome back. In case you're wondering, ¿qué está haciendo este señor? Mira, median is this guy. And if you notice, it's exactly at 150. Lower quartile would be the other part of the box right here, which is in the middle of 120 and 130, which is 125. Question so far. Who's the next one I'm going to get? The upper, right? So let me go to the upper, would be this guy. And how much is it? 180. So I'm going to put 180 here. Maximum, 190. El más grandote del data. Minimum, 100 what? 110. Okay, questions with a fall. We're going to do exactly the same thing with spring. Okay? We're going to do exactly the same thing with spring. So median, 175. Very good. Lower quartile. Perfect. 155. Some of you already got this. Upper quartile.
180.
Great. Maximum, 210. Minimum. 140. Questions? That's your job. Get the stuff that we might need. We might not need it, we might need it. Because sometimes it'll be something as simple as the median is 150 for fall. True or false? Well, see, true, ya acabé. Sometimes it might be something so simple that I need from here. Okay? But let's see what they want. Letter A. And you need to read. Letter A. They mention range. And they want for fall. And this one I have to take more time. So tell me, which ones do I need? If I want the range for fall, a ver si se acuerdan. Okay? Vamos a ver si se acuerdan. Which ones do I need? Okay? Ready? Do I need the median?
No.
Lower quartile?
No.
Upper quartile?
No.
Maximum.
Yes.
Minimum.
Yes.
Good. When you see range, you need these two, the maximum and minimum. Very good. I heard job will answer. Now what do you do when you get those two? Subtract. So 190 minus 110, that would be 80. Yes? And letter A says that the range should be, so is it true or false? Not true. Now write to letter A because they want one that's true. When it says best represented, it means true. Just so you know. B. At half of the spring games, okay, so they want half. Half would be 50%, or we can also think of median. And they want a spring. If you notice now I'm being more detailed because they gave me two of them, so we have to be careful. They want you to focus on spring now. Okay, so let's look at the spring. And between 155 and 190, so 155 would be right here, and 190 would be here. Would that be half of it?
Yes.
Good job. Because 25 plus 25 would be 50. Good. So this is true. Let me do that one again because some of you maybe are not listening. It's all in the video too. Guys, between 155 and 190, right? So between 155 would be this point right there and that point. Do you see what's highlighted, like with spotlights? Now what percent would be there? 25 right there. Ahí está la manita ahí, grab it, yeah? You see the little hand? And the other one is 25 would be how much? 50. Good. So is that half?
Yes.
Great job. Letter C. They want again half. What's half in life? 50%. Or it could also be to focus on the median, so be careful. Okay? And what, spring or fall? Fall. So let's look at that one, fall. It's the top one. Between 150 and 180. So let me get my little spotlight again. Between 150 and 180. Between 150 and 180. So 150 would be right there, and 180 would be right there. Is that half? Number that's only what? 25. So letter C is wrong, not true. Do you know why it's wrong? Because that's only 25 and they wanted 50. Okay. Letter D. So far, who's winning? D. The total attendance in the spring games. Okay, spring. Total. Total spring attendance is 870 kids. Okay? In the spring. Would you be able to figure out that? Oh, how? You don't have all the data points, do you?
No.
So there's no way that I'll figure out that there's 870 people. So that's why that's not true. The answer is B. Okay? In the spring, guys, we don't know how many people are there. We know that it's between 140 and 210. Okay? But we really do not know exactly how many. These points here, they're just the minimum, the interquartile range, the median, the upper quartile range, and the extreme, the maximum. But we don't really know what the data points. You know what a kid did last year? This kid did this last year. Listen, because you might do the same thing. 210. My bad, 210. They got this point right there, plus 190. Listen. Plus 175. Plus 155. Plus 140. And then he calls me and says, Mr. Rivera, letter D is true. there is no way that we'll find out the attendance because this is like a between stuff. Like we don't know how many attendance. That's just the minimum, the maximum, the median. So don't do that. These points are not the actual attendance values that happen. It's the median of the median. So it's not really the attendance. You know what this is? This one is the median of the whole data. This one is the median of the lower half of the data. This one is the median of the upper half of the data, and this is the extreme. This one for sure. This one we can say, yeah, for sure there's 210 the attendance, and this one for sure there's 140. But the rest is just medians of the whole data. Since we don't have the whole data, we'll never find out if 870 people attended. We'll never find out unless we have all the data. You understand? Okay. Questions with number 13. 14 is for homework, exactly what I did. Remember, when you do this, you're gonna create two sections. One that's called fall and spring, because yours is gonna be called Northland and West Town. Okay? The last page. Two dot plots. So guess what? I need to create two sections again. When they use two dot plots, I need to create two of them. Check if there's anything symmetrical on mine or yours. Do we have any symmetrical data? No, so that doesn't help us. Guys, when you have symmetrical data, the median, the mean, and the mode will be the smack in the middle one, the tall one in the middle. It is symmetrical. Right now they have not been nice to us, so too bad. Here we go, number 15. Club A, very good. And Club B. I'm gonna pull some data out of this one because I'm kind of like worried because I don't know what they're gonna ask me. Okay? So let's start with what's the number on the bottom, do you think? What does it mean in this case? What are the numbers on the bottom mean in this dot plot, guys? 15. What do you think these numbers mean? The miles. Look what it says, number of miles. So how many bike riders rode the bike for 25 miles? 2. How many bike riders rode for 27 miles? 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that data. 25 miles, we had 2 kids. 27 miles, how many? 3. 30 miles? 4. 32 miles? 2. 33 miles? 1. And 35 miles? 1. I just pulled out the data from there. I recommend that when they give you two dot plots like this to compare, pull out each data points. Let's get Club B now. See how they did. Tell me. 27 miles, how many? 3. Next.
29,
2.
30,
Mm-hmm.
2.
Next.
31,
32,
32. How many? 1. 34. 5. In Club A, what's the most popular miles? In Club A, which one is the most popular miles? Most of them are riding how many miles?
It's not 5, it's 4.
34 is 4?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. In Club A, guys, who's the most popular miles?
27. I'm up.
30. Good job, Billy. How many times did 30 occur? 4. Let's try Club B. Who's the most popular in Club B? 34. Okay? Just so you know, I mean, mode means who occurred the most often. Pues el que tiene más dots is el que occurred the most often, right? Letter A. Oh, they want not true, so they put already not true, so we won't get confused. And now we start the first choice. Letter A. We might have to do math, so get ready. More than half of the students in the club rode more than 30 miles. More than half of the students in Club A, so are supposed to look at Club A, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than 30 miles. More than 30 miles would be this guys. How many are there? 4. And these guys? 2. And this guy?
1.
And this guy?
1.
So would I include 4? Yes or no is what I want to know.
¿Qué pregunta?
More than half of the students in the club rode more than 30 miles. More than 30 miles. Do I include them or no? No. They said more than 30. So do I include 4? No. So let's try again. 2 plus 1. 3 plus 1. Do you think that this is more than half? No, hombre. Y aquí hay 7, 9 acá en este lado. Y dices que esto es more than half. Hombre. This guy is not true, which is probably going to be the answer. B. I read carefully. The most common distance ridden by students in Club A, so I'm doing Club A, this guy, the most common is 30. True or false? I even asked you that question before, right? It's the most popular one. Most of them mostly rode the bike for 30 miles, 4 of them. So that's true. Letter C. 4 students in Club B. Oh, now we're going to the other section, Club B. And we'll just going to the other club. That's why you have to read carefully, guys, in these true statements. Club B. 4 students rode more than 33 miles. Okay, so more than 33 miles. Who are more than 33 miles, guys? For this guys. How many are there? 4. Is it true? Yes. They're saying 4 students in Club B rode more than 33 miles. Yeah, there's 4 of them that rode 34. That's more than 33. That's true. D. In both clubs, all the students rode at least 25 miles. In both clubs, all the students rode at least 25 miles. Let's start with Club A. Do we have that everybody at least rode 25 miles? Yes. At least means siquiera. We have these. Whenever you hear the word at least, it means 25 or more. If I tell you, you need at least a 70 to pass the year to 7th grade. What's your minimum grade? But it could be higher, right? Because at least means el mínimo. So at least, yep, at least they wrote. Now this one easily, right? All of them wrote quickly, even more than 25. So both clubs rode at least 25 miles. So this is true. So the answer is A. Your homework is 16. So let me just review to make sure. Your homework is number 2. That looks like number 1. Your homework is number 4. That looks like number 3. Your homework is number 6. That looks like number 5. Your homework is number 10. That looks like number 9. And I want the work like this. Your homework is number 14. That looks like number 13. And your homework is number 16. That looks like number 15, which is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which keeps me in my rule when I met you at the beginning of the year. I don't know if you remember. I said I'll never assign more than 15 pounds for homework. If you notice, now I'm going to pick it up a little bit more than 4 or 5. We need to go fast. Questions? Everything will be on the video. In case you're not sure, I will load the video. Besides this 8 homework questions, if you have a chance to, like I'm going to put the link for what we just did also, the box plan, I'm going to put this link. And if I was you, I would go to level 1 and just drag and drop and practice the vocabulary. And I would go to level 2 and try to answer those questions again. And you have a chance. It depends how fast you go with the homework. I don't know how fast you're. At least I would for sure at least practice this. So in your homework, I'm gonna put the video and this link so you can practice the parts of the box plan. Questions? Okay. Let me stop recording so like that.